Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Ollie and I'm going to talk about putting on a show, rehearsal, and my hair is wet, so if you see little dots periodically on my shirt, I apologize if that bothers you because sometimes stuff like that bothers me. Again, I apologize. But okay, so my name is Ollie. Also, listen, my lips. They're a little puffy right now because I think I had an allergic reaction, so my top lip is a little puffy. So don't talk about it, don't think about it, don't look at it. Well, you're probably looking already, but okay, anyways. We're gonna talk about people putting on a show. That's basically what this video is about, and I'm gonna come out with a broad statement and say I think life is performative, and if you don't play your role or your scene, there's like this freaking gnat that keeps flying around. It's so annoying. But if you don't play your role or your scene the way other people want you to play the game or the role, you're probably going to be out of the play. And what does that mean? So basically, I really feel like life is just one big show, and I feel like there's a lot of people that pretend that they are a good person, a nice person, and they care more about their reputation versus actually being like true to that reputation. And I feel like people who are living their authentic truth, who actually practice what they preach, who actually are quote unquote nice people, they get exposed by these people. And I'm going to talk about some examples just in my life, and I'm not saying I'm freaking Princess Diana or anything. A little bit. Just kidding. But I'm not saying Mother Teresa, whatever. I'm not saying that. I understand completely that I have my moments of, being the bad guy. And maybe I played the bad guy role in many people's lives, yes, because I defend myself. But for the most part, my ethics, my morals, and everything is to be the best me I can possibly be and to live my life the way Christ would want to live and try to do things the right way. That's just literally what I do. That's literally it. So I feel like that's kind of the vibe that I put out. And that's what I follow. There's nothing really what else I follow. To me, it makes me feel good to genuinely be who I am. And who I am is to lift others up, is to encourage people, is to make them feel like they're not alone, make them feel like they're seen. I was raised up by people who put compassion first, especially my mother. She told me that you should treat the janitor with the same respect as a CEO, and I never, forgot about that. I feel like you should. You should. And I feel like just because society kind of deems someone as not worthy, I never see it that way. And does it get me in trouble? Of course. But that's not my responsibility. I'm going to be me regardless. I'm not going to let someone who is not used to getting that attention, that affection, see it in me and then turn around and, get a little crazy. That has nothing to do with me. I'm still going to be nice. I'm still going to be like, hi, how are you? Do a little awkward smile if someone's looking at me. It's just how I am. And I do have boundaries. I know when to be like, stop, can you not? And then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you're so mean. Yes, I am. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna come up with examples and just kind of show you guys. So basically, when you live the way that I live, you're gonna get a lot of enemies, a lot of enemies. That's definitely a reference towards or to a Drake song, but that song is the truth because I feel like when you expose other people when they're having this own role, right? So it's like y'all are both auditioning, and then you come in and you just are. You are that role. There's nothing really to play. You're not even doing anything. It's like, I'm literally like, and then they're like trying so hard to take what I have and trying to see what I'm doing to get the attraction, get the attention, and get the quote unquote power. And my power isn't from taking other people's, it's because I generate my own power. Why would I need your power, silly goose? And I know who I am, and the light is inside of me, so why would I need your power? Tell me that. I don't need anything. I don't need validation. I don't need acceptance from anyone else because I already accept myself. That role is already filled in my heart. So why do I need that? So I feel like they see that and they can't control me, they can't predict me, they can't manipulate me. And that's when they turn into an enemy. And you know, it wouldn't bother me as much if it wasn't for certain situations, because I think this trickles down into important things such as work. I think people get very intimidated by that, and you know, there's nothing that I can do about that, but I do feel like it does get me into a lot of situations that I would rather not be in because of the competition and how people are normally are, like how they are normally in these scenarios, because people are constantly fighting for power and constantly trying to one up people, but you can't compete where you don't compare. If you're in your own lane like me, you can't do anything about it. So I just feel like they are so angry. So when you can't defeat somebody, what do? You sabotage. You sabotage. If someone isn't listening to you, or if someone isn't giving you that control, that power that you're used to, it makes you look inferior. Well, I feel like they feel like it makes them look inferior because they don't have that control. Like everyone has that control, like, or they have that control over everybody, but they just don't have it. And it doesn't matter how nice I am. It doesn't matter if I'm not actually genuinely causing conflict. There's always going to be conflict when you stand in your truth. And you know, it could be anything. You know, I've had jobs where I was just completely quiet, didn't say anything. I was like a mouse. I've had girls come up to me and say, "Why are you here?" And I'd be like, "What do you mean?" And then they would say, "Your dad pays for everything. Why are you here?" Which is not true. It's not true. But I think it's my demeanor, how I carry myself. And I was always kind. I was always nice to them. And at the time, I feel like I didn't really say anything because I didn't know what I know now. And I was just definitely in a vulnerable situation at the time. So I was just kind of like, okay, that's weird. And my friend, I remember she was really upset. And she's like, "They're like bullying you. Why is this happening? Like, why are they doing this to you?" And at the time, again, I was just not in the right place. And I kind of just put up with it. And at the end, when I ended up leaving the job, she wanted to be my friend, added me on social media. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. It's more of a thing where it's like you can rule in other places, but when I'm around, you can't rule. So it's not like she didn't necessarily like me. I think it was more I was intimidating to her, which again isn't an excuse. That's not an excuse. But when people have certain hierarchies and they have certain positions, and you kind of disrupt the hierarchies by not caring. And I don't know. It's like I sit there and ponder why it is the way it is and why this happens. Why does this happen? Why does society seem to be built on pushing others down and using others as a step stool, using other people to make themselves look better? I don't know why it's like that. I really don't. And I wish I could tell you. And then that brings me to another point where it's like, do nice guys finish last? Like, do they? But I kind of think they do finish last just because they don't cheat. If everyone's cheating to win the race, duh. Hello? Of course you're going to finish last. But with all that being said, my advice is to always stay true to yourself in every situation. It's going to happen if you do it, if you don't. If you're quiet, I've had times where I have stood up for myself and people are still the same way, same thing, same old. It's just not gonna end once you're so strong in yourself. People are really scared of that. People are really intimidated by that. You're being yourself and staying true is such a big power that people don't understand, because people love putting others down. They love taking that energy. So let's say someone comes up to me, well, like that girl when she's like, "Oh, your dad makes everything, da-da-da," and then I'm like, and then she has the control because it doesn't matter. I'm gonna try really, really hard to please her and try really, really hard to get her validation back. And I think that's kind of the power, you're giving that away. But if I could like have a time machine and I was like, oh, I would be like, ugh, whatever, like, you know. But at the same time, I was so young. And now, but yeah, I told y'all, even now when I do say stuff, it still happens. So basically, my advice with this whole situation is just stick it through and know that it's never you, and know that it's a them thing, and this is just how society is, and you're not behind, you're not less than, you're not, doing anything that is contributing to this behavior. I think people pick targets that are either they're different. You know how people bully in TV shows, they're a little different. People pick that type of bully, and there's also bullying where it's someone that's deemed to have a higher status than them, and they have even attraction. People get bullied for attraction. They can look normal and normal, but they're still a target because people are always trying to take things, and if they can't figure out what makes you you, which is inside, you can't take that away, and they can't take it, they can't pinpoint it. They're not like, oh, I'm gonna buy that shirt, it's gonna make me exactly like her. They can't do that. And once they can't take that away from you, that's when they start tearing you down. And the best thing is to do is just not take it personal. Like, don't take anything so personally, because this is a them thing, totally on them. Because people who are satisfied with themselves would never do something like that. They would never put other people down. They would never find joy in making someone feel that way, because people who are not competing are not constantly seeing and comparing. It's nice to compare as a, like, if it's an innocent comparison, like, dang, they have what I want that, that's inspiring, yeah. But then if it's a comparison where it's like, I want that, how dare they compete? It's like the mean girls, like when the new girl comes in, they're like, oh, how dare she has the, like Sharpay and freaking High School Musical, they're like, oh, how dare she, who does she think she is? And meanwhile, I said Vanessa Hudgens, well, meanwhile Gabrielle's just like, da-da-da-da-da-da. Just live your life, doesn't matter. And if these people have stuff to say, then oh well, don't let it affect you. They're gonna literally look crazy trying to break you down. They're gonna do everything until you're broken, but you cannot be broken because you're stronger than that. Okay? Okay? Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for listening, and it's always a good time to talk to you. Bye!